creators, ladies and gents, living a dream life, living a life that is filled with fulfillment, success, happiness, joy, in which everything just merges together in a beautiful platform, is not being given truly to people who have everything they want or thinking they have everything they want. Because if you're still unhappy, if you live in a beautiful house, a beautiful surrounding by the sea, in the woods, whatever you fancy, you have a business, you have, you have a job, you really, really enjoy, and you're in such a great vibe, and yet so unhappy, unfulfilled, not radiant, and there is missing links in your life actually that need to be taken care of. And so I could speak wild about it because I'm a workaholic, really. I've been trained by the universes in the light realms. I'm a spiritual biologist, psychologist, and a therapist, opening up the scientific degrees, opening up light body for everybody. And so I truly enjoy being on YouTube, pulling out videos, creating onlines, and format came that I became an author because I was messaging on social media with somebody, and with it came the total, complete explanation what it takes to move really from, let's say, the dark ages into the light realms, which we are experiencing, and that is something we truly will see in 2023 working out in a new biology. So here I will come full force in the equation. But doing all these things, and I remember like 22 years ago, take a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of wine if you really want to know what this is about. And what I experienced is like somebody said, you're gonna be a great artist. You're even going to make digital art on t-shirts, Apple, all that stuff on mugs. And back then I would say, I don't even understand art, fuck that nonsense. But then again, I became an artist. I made great paintings. From it came, I was directed by my spirit, to start creating digital art. I've been putting it in many different shops. And all that came through my connection with the universe, daily meditations, downloading upgrades, matching higher and higher frequencies so I can move back into my authenticity, my universal embodiment, spiritual embodiment, name it so much. But then I was working on it and I would never, ever, ever stop. And so what truly happened in the past 2 years is or 3 or 4 years actually, whatever we have suffered during these years. I have but one son, and he's the only remaining family members, and he left for the Asian countries back then. So, and that hurt me. I didn't see him for 4 years due to everything that was going on. And then something really, really bad happened. Like past summer, he would come to Belgium, visit me for a month or so. And it was about time, right? But right before that, he got an extreme bad accident in the Asian countries, to a point where surgeons and doctors, whatever, would have me on the phone and telling my son and myself like his entire leg needs to be amputated. I said, no way. I know the way how to go. I know how to repair his leg. His entire foot came under a truck, and in those Asian countries, it's never the fault of a stranger. It's always the other way around. So yeah, I had to go through this justice system. I had to get my son back home here in Belgium, moving to the hospital on an everyday level. That was very, very stressful, like for 4 months. And I kept my vibe intact. There was no time for tears. There was no time, for thinking. There was only time for taking action, doing the right thing. And with it came an open window, like connecting worldwide, because I had to set up some degree of connection. Two people assisting me, and you know, it was on Facebook, oh, it was in the media over here in Belgium, so I connected to everybody I could see to help out to get my son finally here on a flight with doctors assisting them. But they would ask like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I said, no way, that is so in the manipulation, and that stressed me out and things. So I left anything. It was business, because what is more important to you in your entire life? That is love, and that is family, and that is everything within that. And so I was hit very, very hard. I didn't even care what I had as a business, because, you know, what matters is that your child is all right, and that, you know, nothing worse would happen to him in Asia, because they have a way over there. So there was 24 hours a day communication over there, communication over here in Belgium. You know, setting things right, getting stressed out by all the malfunctioning, and then, you know, being on the phone with my son, like, don't fear it. I mean, you're gonna get home, nobody will amputate your leg or anything will, because you gotta believe me. I'm a spiritual scientist. I will reset and start resetting right now. And I had to reset the spaces in the hospitals over there. So, you know, to get that bad vibe out of the brains of these physicians, actually. So, short story here is, like, I got them in Belgium for, you know, a small amount of money, like not hundreds of thousands, and people all over social media assisted me to get me back in there. And that got me connected to people all over the globe. Got me connected to India, to Canada, to the United States, in Australia. People would talk to me and flip on Facebook, like, you know, because it was all there. There was fundraising being set up in Australia, because he's been working in Australia for 4 years. A fundraising in Australia, fundraising in Belgium, so massive. I was so surprised with all the help, assistance I got. So massive communication coming through. And so 10 days later, he finally arrived with like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't count the surgeries over here, and everything we needed to move to in order, you know, to get insurances and everything in order. Then I had to deal every day with the malfunctioning of what doctors would say here, and my, you know, download, as I'm a spiritual channel, like, this is not going to happen, and this is not going to happen, and you will not, like, they rather see me going than coming, because my voice in hospital, in institutions, on the media, on the radio, and on TV was so loud, like, here, no malfunctioning, we need that help, and this is how you are manipulating. I will not take it. And if your voice is so strong, you get into your authenticity, then you raise your vibration, and you do move into a new platform that you never anticipated, you would never think about. Like, I learned about my capacity. I learned about the power of the word. I learned how to get justice. I learned to get things done in a short amount of time, because most would say, I mean, he needs to heal like 7, 8, 9 months up to a year in order, you know, to get his foot right. So I eliminated the amputation. They would repair it. He had massive surgeries. That all went well, but in between we had so many things to deal with. It's incredible. So I couldn't do anything in my creative vibration. So the reason why I was out of YouTube for that amount of time. And then my son started feeling my daily meditations, my daily healing sessions on his foot. Doctors were so surprised. They said, no way he's going to get out of here in 6 months. He was out of it in 2 months' time. Needed to heal further and further, and 4 months further, I got him to walk again. Well, doctors would say that takes up to 1 year, and why today he's ready to travel again. So, just saying, like, what did it learn, or what did it taught me? Like, communication is massively important. If you have everything in your life and there's still a missing link, it's communication, it's gathering, it's the balance within, it's your own espresso, how you express yourself, the people you are with, are they lifting your vibes? Like, I connected worldwide to so many interesting people that are doctors, that are physiologists, that are scientists, and good conversations. Like, they were surprised that I could perform the healing of his foot in such a short amount of time. And well, it took daily efforts. I worked like 20 hours a day, and then really I was obviously exhausted after doing this after 2 months. So I needed to rest, I needed to find my balance. And so Spirit told me, like, if you're not fulfilled right now, everything that happened here is to open up your fulfillment, because you missed out the true conversations with your son that matters most to you. You missed out the elaboration from from childhood into maturity. He's mature right now. That is a whole different platform. So interesting. So assisting each other in conversation, lifting it up and bringing it to higher degrees. And so with all my stuff, that makes me so happy. I'm a massive creator. We all creative vibes, but we need to tap into it. So as I said before, like, I never knew I was an artist. Loading and loading and loading my authenticity in a light embodiment, moving into my ascension with the Descendant One, got me there. I started art painting. I started art digital art. I started to write my life book. Actually, it's a true story written on social media that's about lifting yourself into the light realm and how it can be done. And there was a conversation going on for many years via messenger. So all my private messages are in that book, Between the Moon and the Sun. If you want to read it, you will learn many things, what we need to surpass, and what we can believe, and how to be sure to have faith in what we believe is through experience. Because without the experience, we never learn. Like, it can be a thought form, it can be a feeling, but when we experience, and the thoughts and the feelings and the physicality that needs to upgrade, we have everything on one platform, moving it up all the way into the open channel that brings the right information at the right time. So it was very interesting. Like, I can do so many onlines, I can do my creative vibes, but does it give me fulfillment? My fulfillment comes especially through my YouTube channel, but then I didn't see people need to meet up with me. People need to know who I am. I can be funky, I can be crazy, I can be damn serious. I have all these vibrations into my composition. We are all very unique, and we need to find that uniqueness that brings that happy vibe too. So if you work day and night and never stop it, that cannot possibly bring fulfillment. So I had to really rebalance, find the harmony in communication and stuff. And so that opened my vibe. Like, you don't have to be online all of the time. You can do stuff in real life. And so I started to realize what I really want is, like, I have a house, I have all that stuff that I love and brings fulfillment, but not enough. For me, what brings true happiness is meeting up with people and having interesting conversation, lifting people up, bringing them into discovering their selves, how I did it, how you can recover from traumatic experience, opening up your true authenticity, which is pure light waves. light embodiment. And crystallization, reason I wear crystals all of the time, most know that, it's because we are living the age of crystallization. And if you look at astronomy, astrology, and all these things, it is out there on the Google machine that the axis is shifting on the earth, and so our axis, our position is shifting, requiring us to move into light biology, which will be happening next year. And therefore, with what I learned through, this very, very extreme hard experience, is that I have much more capacity than I would ever give myself credit for. I'm very strong. I can, just live like 20 hours a day and just sleep for 3 or 4 hours. I can do all that. And yet I didn't, because I didn't see it. I didn't stand still. I didn't take time to balance. Or somebody would call me up, hi Nick, let's have a drink or something. And that was the only time I would say, yeah, let's take some time off. Because even then, if I would come back home, even in the middle of the night, I would keep on working. This is too crazy, because I missed out on enjoying what is right in front of me. I missed out on enjoying how the sun shines within the elements, the flowers, the trees. We can enjoy that in a walk and by the seaside, and all those things you all know. But really standing still and communicating with the invisible sources and forces is what brings the happiness. The outer world doesn't bring the happiness. The communication is an air component. Everything air is within the elements, and that is bringing you back into your authentic vibration. That is the inner world, opening up your inner sanctuary, claiming it, moving and doing the upgrades you need in the food industry, in your mentality, upgrading, rewiring the brain, moving further, rewiring the physical embodiment, the carbonized embodiment into crystallization. That is what brings happiness, because you feel lighter and lighter and lighter every day. Not only light, but really light. And when you feel light, you require a short amount of sleep, you require a short amount of food, and so you start to liquefy, liquefy, liquefy. And so from it, Spirit told me, you really need to travel, you need to meet up with people, because that is your highest level joy. If you have already all these other things, then this is the time to really change, enjoy life, meet up. And so I came up with the idea, I will start to travel right here from 2023 on. It's a vibration that moves in the seventh heaven, actually grounding on the earth, which will happen next year. If you calculated the numbers 2 and 2 and 2 and 3, 6 and 3 is a 9. It's an eternal spiral. And that eternal spiral moves into the true composition of 3, pardon me. So 2 and 2 is 4, and 3 is 7. 7 is an angle, actually. And so if we put an angle and that angles out all the density, like we have flames through our body, if we want to delete density, that's what the angle will do. It's a year of angular equation, if you can understand that. It's like a hook, hooking out all these former ages, all these traumatic experience, hooking it out, like in the buoy. And so I came up like, here I will travel, I will do live, a live seminar in immortal eternal vibration into self-mastery, self-mastering, and moving into the alchemy. So that means for everybody who wants to experience me live, that is moving very, very quickly, without difficulty, into a light body, knowing how to heal yourself, the environment, how to lift your vibration in no time in the living light realms of light, that is grounding Well, the earth or the density, or I call the earth a dead zone. The dead zones are, evaporating, and we can lift into the light zone if we wish to do that. And so many people think it's so difficult to move into a light body, knowing how to do it. Well, here I come in. Like March 2023, I will be in Chiang Mai. If you want to join me, that is going to bring a complete transition in your brain, in your life, in your embodiment, and moving that into your light embodiment, because experiencing it right away on the ground floor, changing from the inside out, with it comes the questions: what are light codes? What is numerology? What is sacred geometry? All those things come true. And so you open your own design center, like I design codes. And we work with codes, we work with numbers. But first of all, we learn how to do the simple things and yet upgrade at the speed of light with the simple things. Like if we watch the airplane, people heal out day and night for 10, 20, 40 years, never get anywhere. Reason why is because they're still in the matrix. They don't lift the vibration all the way into the seventh heaven, seventh dimension. And that can be done only with the crystalline grids that can be set by simple, putting crystals in your home and aligning to it. And how you can do that, that is what you will learn, because you will come out of a 7-day immortal eternal seminar like a complete changed person, because you move into your original vibration, you move into the origin of light earth, you move into the origin of the universes that has been restructured, like everything is in architecture. And we can, reconstruct our entire biology in there, and that becomes ageless and timeless. And that is what we will learn how to do. And there is space for many, many questions. There is space for individual forward movement. There's space for everything, because I will be available. Not only will we do alignments for 9 hours a day, we will also gather together, communicate, get to know each other, and build teams of light. If you come out of there and you go back in your own hood and you build and you build and you get the right connections, you get the right spouse, and you reset the balance with the communication, with everything that is dear to you, you learn to be happy, because you command what are the components that truly make you happy. For me, it's really the connection with people, communicating, and moving beyond what is the middleman on the street. Nobody needs to dig into that. We are all moving into a higher vibration, and everybody can attain it. So it's all about eliminating the fear to do it and eliminating the laziness, because moving the soul all the way up into your spiritual vibration takes the laziness away, and laziness takes away fear. And when fear is gone, we try out many different things. You'll be surprised what you can do. I did it, so can you. So that is what is making me happy. And so I set that new platform. I didn't see it before. I want to create, I want to do things, I want to bring individual things, even in a large seminar or a small one. So here, there's a link in the description box. If you like that, let me know what makes you truly happy. It's being grateful for the experiences. It's being grateful for every encounter that you have in life. It's being grateful for the saving graces. The saving graces are truly the crystalline grids that work with the crystals, that speak loud when opening the body in the universal body, in which you see inside out. So we will reset the third, fourth, fifth eye. I'm not speaking about 6, 7, 8. That would be nirvana. You wouldn't be on the platform that is still connected to the soul. you would be working with all the light masters, with all angelic kingdoms, and see them in front of your eyes. And so all that mud will be removed. And when you start to see and feel the invisible sources and forces, that is when you change inside out. And that is when your DNA and your genetic codes will change into what the divine requires today. And that is a complete change in biology, that is a rejuvenation, that is immortality, that is being eternal, but really matching where you have your passion and balance your passion with family members, with relationship, cut out what needs to go, and move in to what is already there for you in front of your eyes, not seeing it. So that is what many move into. So yeah, let me know, what is your highest level struggle here? What truly makes you happy? Do you have the experience, like if you have everything, or you encountered experiences or diseases or things going on? It's always in the family, right? So if you want to get into a quick delete of relationships that drag you down, I have here a very potent meditation that is also in the description link to get you there. You know, in 1 week time you eliminate massive people, and that lifts your vibration into seeing what truly makes you happy. Because many times people don't eliminate relationships because of the fear of being alone, of not having anyone. Then again, when you delete bad vibes, good vibes can pop in. That's a door opener. So eliminating the fear and trauma. I have also a free meditation here, a sleep transition from the old trauma all the way up, and an elimination, from fear. All these are in the description box. So happy to be back here after those 5 months of extreme transition, and knowing right now what makes me happy. Because I don't wish anybody to go to such a difficult experience when you think, you know, your son is dying, or, you know, that could have happened if he had remained in Asia, because, you know, they don't give you medication unless you put on like $20,000 for a bit of morphine or anything. But then again, I think many amongst us that come across many things, you know, we need to let go of and appreciate what is being given. Being gratitude for a cup of coffee, being gratitude for the sun, being gratitude for the elements that feed us, the nutrients. And that already makes up a lot of happiness, because I think standing still, what truly makes you happy is taking many breaks during the day and finding the joy from the heart, from within, from your inner sanctuary. Because without feeding it, the spiritual world cannot feed you, the outer world. There's a whole entire cosmos that can bring through so many connections, so many conversations with telepathic waves. That is, you know, these are things we all forgotten. So thank you so much for being with me, subscribing, liking, commenting, especially in the age of communication. It matters most. Or if you suffer from anything, shoot a comment, and we'll work on that in the next video.